Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. All right, so I want to have a serious conversation with you guys, okay? I'm not going to go through the whole spiel about liking, subscribing, all that stuff, because I appreciate anyone out there who watches my content, so let me just say that. So if you're interested in something to the channel, go ahead. If you're not, that's okay too. I do want to talk about something that I've been pondering a little bit. I got into a conversation with a buddy of mine who is also a comic book collector, okay? And we saw a mutual video together. We saw a video of my local shop, Zap Comics, unbox a Incredible Hulk #1 that they sent to CGC. And it was absolutely beautiful. It came back a 2.5 grade, and they had posted it on their Instagram. And he sent it to me saying, wow, look at this. It was a beautiful book. So you guys know I'm an advocate of Incredible Hulk #1 and a lot of the Silver Age keys. But we got in a conversation about the price, and the price was $15,000, which to me was a really good price for the grade. But we talked about, you know, if you had that type of money, if you had $15,000 right now in this market, what would you spend it on? I said I thought Incredible Hulk #1 was a good buy. It's always been a good buy, and a lot of Silver Age books have really gotten crushed. We know that, right? And I always said that after, you know, a lot of these books take a bath and they come down in price a lot, that's when most people should be buying them. Of course, if you want to own a book like Incredible Hulk #1, if you don't like the book and you don't want to own the book, you know, that goes without saying, you don't buy it, right? But he was thinking like people should be putting their money towards Golden Age books at this time. So if you had $15,000, instead of buying a Hulk #1, he'd rather put that to like a Golden Age book, whether it be like a Superman 2, a Superman 3, maybe some of the Golden Age Batman villains. And it got me thinking a little bit, and I mentioned it to him, but what would you rather own? Would you rather own a first appearance, right? Incredible Hulk is a first appearance. To me, it's also a classic cover. I think it's Jack Kirby's best cover that he's ever done, and that's saying a lot because Jack's the best. But would you rather own that book, or would you rather own just a Golden Age book? Because to me, Superman 2, Superman 3, while it being a great book, it's a historical book, it's really not a key, right? It's a second Superman issue, third Superman issue. We could talk about the Batman villains, the Golden Age ones, their true first appearances. They're, of course, keys, right? They're first appearance keys. But if you look at the time frame, if you've owned these books for a long time, or you check out GPA or recent sales, they haven't moved much over time. Yes, they're important books. I'm not saying they're not. Absolutely. And there is no right or wrong answer here, okay? If you want to own Incredible Hulk #1, I think that's great. If you want to own some of these other books, I think that's great too. But we got a little bit of a discussion about what would you rather buy. And he used to do videos like this called This or That. Which book would you rather own? And I have guests on the show, and we talk about it, and then we go through the GPA data and see if I could change our minds. But I thought, why not just do this as a standalone video? People out there, if you're watching this video, if you watch my content religiously, I want to hear from you guys out there. Which book would you buy if you had $15,000 to spend on a comic book in this market? Would you go for the beat-down Silver Age books like me? That's just my preference. I am a Marvel guy. That notwithstanding, you know, I have Batman issues. I have Golden Age Batman issues to boot. So, but to me, I think Incredible Hulk #1 being a first appearance of a major hero, and a classic cover done by the greatest artist of all time. And then you have other books from the Golden Age, whatever they be. We could talk about pre-code horror as well. $15,000 will get you a really great pre-code horror book, but it's also a genre that not everybody collects. I think it's personal preference to the most point, but if we're just talking about dollar-specific value, from a value standpoint, which would you rather own? A pre-code horror book? Another Golden Age book? A non-key? A key? A Silver Age key? I want to hear from you guys out in the community because I really thought it was a great discussion. We didn't really go back and forth over it. I just kind of stated, you know what? A lot of these Silver Age major first appearances have gotten hit so hard, and Incredible Hulk has really probably gotten hit the least, and that's because it really took a long time for this book to kind of get going. It was so undervalued for such a long time that, you know, the prices didn't really catch up to like AF-15s and some of the other books out there, right? So it took some time for it to catch up, and that's why it really hasn't come down that much. But with that said, what would you guys rather own? I know some people always say I'd rather own the Golden Age book, even if it's a non-key. I know other people who would probably agree with me and say I'd rather own the first appearance of a major Silver Age hero, right? All the DC Golden Age hero books, I mean, those are crazy expensive. You're not finding one for 15 grand. What I was trying to say was that I'd rather own the hero book, the first appearance of a major hero, over some of these other, I don't want to say smaller keys because they're not small keys or non-keys. They are still important books. But to me, I think the heroes are where the foundation of comics, at least superhero comics, can be started. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm saying that incorrectly. I do think the villains are just as important, especially to people like Batman and Spider-Man, because they have some of the greatest rogues gallery that ever existed. I don't think we'd have Batman today the way he is without having his rogues gallery. With that said, I want to hear from you guys out there in the community. I want to hear from everyone out there in the comments. Which book would you rather own if you had $15,000 to spend right now in this market? I can't wait to hear what everyone has to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.